Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you guys for watching this episode of The Burning Wheel. You'll notice that on this particular episode, we're coming in kind of in the middle of things. When we had streamed this episode, I'd actually messed up on OBS and didn't get a chance to adjust my audio setup. So what wound up happening is that we had like an hour or so of no audio coming through. Nobody could understand or hear a thing we were saying. All that you've really missed is the setup and a lot of me explaining how fight mechanics works. So when we come into this video, we're coming in right after we fix the problem. Somebody graciously in chat, thankfully, told us that they couldn't hear us, and I got a chance to fix it kind of on the fly. So, like I said, you're coming in the middle of a fight, and so you'll see the middle and end of how that scene plays out. After that, everything should be fine. I just wanted to leave a little bit of an explanation so that you guys weren't confused when you start watching this episode. But if you've decided to continue on after this, thank you very much, and please enjoy The Burning Wheel.
So you got 2 successes. So it gets you. What on you is open? Like, so it lunges forward and tries to get a bite on you. So you get to decide where it's going to hit. Like,
I imagine it's going for the shield. Still.
Okay, so you bam! You try and get your shield in front of it.
Yeah, at like the last second.
Nice.
It gets your arm
enough to
instead.
defend.
Okay, so now we get to see if your shield blocks it. My crushing jaws have a VA of 2, which makes your armor ob 3. So the way this works is you roll however many dice you have for your shield, which is what, 4 dice, 3 dice. And if you get 3 successes, then it you take 0 damage. If you don't, then it the power of this thing's jaws is able to kind of push past the shield to actually nail you. And
I need 3 successes, you said?
Yep. Oh, that's 2. You can spend Arda on armor rolls, but you it can save you from taking damage, but it won't necessarily that Arda doesn't go anywhere, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't want to take damage.
Okay.
Yeah. 6s have been good.
I would by the way, I would get an incidental hit on you. It would be a B4 injury if I hit.
Yeah, but my ob doesn't need to go any higher.
That'll do it. Bam. Yeah, you get your shield there, and it you hear it smack against this wolf's kind of snout, and it yelps a little bit, not enough to actually hurt it. It's more
damage it, but enough to. Yeah.
Yeah, but almost as quickly because it has 2 actions in the volley. It practically bounces off of a nearby it hits and it moves away and then immediately comes in kind of from the side. I have a lock and strike.
Locks are the worst.
Unless you're the one.
I unfortunately don't have lock and strike because I don't have crushing jaws.
That's womp womp. Also, it's rough when you don't have a second action. So essentially, this counts as just a lock. It becomes a versus test. Uh,
Power, huh?
yes. I test savage attack. You will test.
Power, yes.
Yes. Um,
And cannot fork in for a stat test, correct?
that is correct. And it's a stat versus skill, which is never good for the person doing the stat. Because that makes you a double ob penalty. The way lock and strike works is if I get over what I need to get you, the rollover becomes a strike. I got 2 successes. That makes your ob 4.
It's doable. So
Yeah,
there's a 6 in there.
Oh, you do have a 6 in there.
Let me reach into the pile of fate. And I had 11 fate starting this, and I'm down to 5.
Yup. This is fights are for getting rid of all of those pesky fate points.
All right, baby, give me that success. Thank you.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. So how does this
That was
look?
a difficult for power.
Yeah. So it had kind
Power!
of come at you from the side and like tried to just get its jaw like around your body, and it gets surprisingly far around your body because it's huge. How do you what's it look like when you get it off?
Basically, it comes to strike me and gets me around my body, and I just managed to get my sword in front of me, and the sword hits it right in the mouth, enough to not enough to damage it really, but enough to stop it from clenching its jaws.
Nice. Before you can just kind of like pull your way out of it.
Pull my way out of it. Yep.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. So that ends the first exchange. We're going to at the end of each exchange you position like if you imagine like you get into it, you fight, and then you break apart, and then try and like gain advantage, reassess your position. So you have 2 options. You can either vie for position, which is like do you keep going? Do you want to take this thing out? Or you can attempt to disengage and get away from
Absolutely
it.
not. I fight to the death.
You're gonna fight to the death.
Yep.
It's actually gonna try and disengage from you.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Never give up. Never surrender. So that puts us in. It's a versus speed test, just like the engagement test at the beginning.
Oh, you were engaged? Oh.
We were.
So the weapon doesn't come into the positioning advantage doesn't come into play until after the speed test.
No, it so advantage to positioning, it does come now, and so this
I
weapon
get a +2 die because he's using knife weapon size, right?
This weapon has advantage. I have +2D on you.
Oh.
Yep.
No.
But there's never a penalty, right?
No, I believe it says the sword has advantage against the knife. This weapon has advantage, the one on the left. The sword would have a +2 against knife.
I think it should always be from the perspective of who's got advantage.
Yeah, he's got advantage, so because he's inside the range of your sword.
Yeah.
So his dagger's got the advantage because he's closer. If you kept him farther away, you'd have the advantage.
Yeah. So if it had been if our positions had been reversed, if you had advantage, you would have plus 2d for positioning against me.
Okay.
At the start of each exchange, after the first, test to maintain or reestablish your position if fighting with weapons of different lengths. Disengage. Speed +1 plus advantage from stride and the positioning advantage table. You must win and not tie, which is never good for me. Like it thought
I'm
this
sure
would,
you got it.
it thought this would be easy, and it is less easy than it thought.
Less easy than expected.
But
I'm a little tougher than you thought I'd be.
Yeah, I do have a shit ton of dice though. Right now.
I'm sure you do because you're getting the advantage for your stride plus the 2d for
yes.
the
He's got a
speed
speed of 6, plus 3, so that's 9 dice.
All right, I got 3.
Yeah.
I'm sure a 6 will help me 9 times.
I got 2 successes. I got 2 successes on 9 dice.
Does the wolf have a fate?
No, it does not. And once we
luckily for you, you're fighting the derpy wolf.
right.
Does the wolf have polio? I don't understand. Like, what's happening right now? Okay, well, my ob is 2.
Your ob is 2. If you get 2 successes, then it can't get away from you because it has to beat you.
And he gets advantage,
And
right?
you get advantage. Yeah, whoever chooses
So if I
Viper.
have advantage, I lose the +2 ob, right?
Yes, and you gain the +2 positioning in the next volley.
Okay, modifiers none.
And
Ob.
your ob penalty for that only applies to like combat actions. So
Okay.
this you got 1
Oh,
success.
it's a 6 though. It's a 6. It's a 6.
You gonna burn one more fate?
Gee, damn right I am. I burned 3 fate on speed tonight. Come on, baby.
Holy
Yeah!
shit!
There we go. I'll take that.
Nice.
I'm a baller on a budget, bitch.
Holy crap! So yeah, we entirely switch places. It tries to like when it realizes that it's no pun intended tried to bite off more than it can chew. It makes an attempt to like bound off kind of out of the clearing where you're at. How do you like? What are you doing? Are you just like managing to block it in, close off its escape? What?
I would imagine there's some sort of situation where it's only got one avenue of escape, and without noticing that I had put myself in between it and its escape path.
Nice.
Because I'm not a fast fellow.
Yeah, well, you're deceptively fast compared to this thing.
Well, no, not against polio wolf.
You're the speediest dwarf on the block. Polio wolf.
Woof. Polio wolf. I accidentally a letter.
Awesome. So now it has +2 ob because you have the advantage, and you have +2d to positioning at the end of when we get to the next exchange. I'm gonna bounce back.
Absolutely. Should I go ahead and script?
Yeah, go ahead and script. I'll go ahead and get yours Actually, let me script my actions here. Uh,
I'm going to use a different color now. I'm thinking. I gotta continue not dying.
all right, I'm scripted. Uh, I'm going to bounce over to. Should we bounce over to? Let's bounce to Fayana.
All right.
I promise I'm not trying to leave you out, Kristen.
No.
Sorry, Yezzi's always embroiled in bullshit.
Uh, Fiona, like the last time that we saw you, you had talked to your dear departed grandmother.
Yep.
The spirit has set her to where she was just following, figuring out where.
She was kind of following Gwenham and talking to the other spirits to figure out just what exactly he was up to.
Ah, that's right. That's right. Okay. So has not reported back to you yet.
Okay.
She is still making assessments.
But I still know there's some shady shit going on just because I have this little dude in a jar.
There's definitely some shady shit going on.
Jar dude.
I can
So I
guarantee you
know
there's shadiness.
I need to call on my other voice bros to figure out.
Sorry, that's really funny.
To figure out if there's like, I don't know. I'm sure we have some sort of tradition. Like if a voice goes rogue, do we cut out their tongue, or you know what goes on here?
Nice. How do you go about contacting them? What's the normal, like? Is there a bunch of them that all hang out here, or is it like do they attend to other, I don't, not exactly parishes, but other communities?
I would assume there's some that a little bit of both.
Okay.
So there's like some around here, and there's some that kind of travel, and there's some that go out to the different little settlements to help out.
Okay. So there's some distance involved. These
Sometimes,
these
yeah.
these kinds of things, like herding the cats to one place,
Right.
can take some time. But that's fine. We can absolutely get get
started.
Yeah, figure out whether or not it's going to happen, and then actually have that scene set up. So how do you go about contacting them usually? Is it writing letters, sending runners, messengers, that kind of thing? Or?
It might be mine. I'm messing with mine, Dustin.
Oh, okay. I was crackling out. Sorry.
I'm not exactly sure. I think maybe letters or runners, but I can't decide which one I want.
Well, I mean, getting a hold of
Hi.
people, like bringing NPCs into the mix is pretty much always going to be a circles test.
Okay. Does my affiliation help?
Your affiliation does help. That is absolutely appropriate. Because basically what this amounts to is you're looking for other summoners that are part of your order, right?
Okay. Yep.
So like that's how that kind of life path and affiliation intersect. Uh, Circles obs always start at ob 1, and then we modify them from there. Let me find the der page. There we go. um,
Holding my pills in my mouth, I look like I have gangly teeth on the video.
you kind of do. You kind of do. It's weird.
You got a furry mouth.
I think this is only ob 2. I think
Really?
this is only an ob 2 test.
So I would fork in my voice to the ancestors. Would I fork in my reputation that I'm like, hello, summoners, it's time to come back here?
What is your reputation specifically?
I am reliable. I am a really reliable summoner.
Oh, well, yeah. They.
I don't know who told you that, but
Listen.
So
Linda.
Do you also have an affiliation, or did you already use that?
I also have an affiliation of 1D voice to the ancestors.
okay, so yeah, actually both of those would apply. What that implies is that you are, you're
Am I well known?
you're locally known. Like what 1D means that you've got, you are connected to the organization in kind of the local area. The higher it is, kind of it translates as kind of being like higher up in the organization or having more pull.
Okay.
You could think of like the master of your order would probably have a 3D reputation or 3D affiliation, and know everybody that works for the that is a voice to the ancestors. You're less well known, but you have a reputation as a reliable summoner. So yeah, what's your rep at?
I have a 1D.
1D. So it's whatever your circles is plus 2 dice.
Okay. Ob 2.
Ob 2. If you succeed, then within you'll eventually get word back that the conclave is willing to meet. If you fail,
My buddy knows.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, like word's
That's a
gonna get
good
to
one.
that that you're starting to be like, hey, let's have a meeting. And even if he doesn't know right away that, like, or even if it's not explicit that, hey, we need to have a meeting about Gwenum, like just the fact that bad shit has kind of already gone down between everybody, like he's smart enough to make that leap. Like, oh shit,
yeah.
she's calling on the rest of the crew to show up. Like, this can't
Like
be good
Pierce
for me.
community.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to stab him.
Sometimes all you gotta do is stab a bitch.
All you need is knife.
Oh, looks like stabbing a bitch is on the table.
Oh.
Do I have any 6s?
No, you have a 3, 2 1s, and a 5.
What the hell? What the hell?
You should have let me roll for you.
You still get to log that routine test.
You used up all the 6s!
I'm so sorry. I needed all of them to live.
Oh, that's so hot. So hot.
Oh, from a plot point, the GM has got an erection right now.
I do.
Stop! I can only get so hard.
Exactly.
Massive GM bone.
I failed my roll, Matt. I'm gonna have to stab Gwenum.
Quite spectacularly. She's rolling like Shaun did in my fight.
That's right.
I only have to get 2 successes, and I only got a 3.
So before I head back to the fight, what's Yezzi doing
What isn't Yezzi
what
doing?
isn't Yezzi doing?
I
In the
don't
last
know.
session, nothing. He's doing everything.
Yeah, no,
She
basically.
has to kick up her little feet. They're tired.
Knocking on all y'all's doors.
She kept trying
Um,
to chase me down. I kept leaving her.
right? Dick. Probably right now, like all I can do until the fight is resolved is just find somebody to warn Miko that like dude they attacked survived, but I don't know if we want to handle that circles like now or just wait until this is done.
No, we
Done
can,
wrestling with the
we can
puppy.
we can handle that now. You've
I mean, circles aren't going so hot right now.
Hey, I'm using all the sixes for important shit over here.
Listen, motherfucker.
Namely, me not dying. That is the most important cause there is.
Yeah.
No, whatever.
Incidentally, if you have the ability, like I know I have everything set up in Roll20 for fight and stuff. It goes way faster if you just like laminate a sheet, and use that.
I may have to throw some cash at Nicole and Matt because I believe they laminated things in the past.
Yeah, it's not so.
You don't.
It's just the interface is awkward for this kind of thing, and
It
fights.
is. I made it work though.
Yeah.
On mine. It's actually pretty easy.
Sorry. So
I just discovered instead of erasing, I just put a white dot over the colored dot.
there you go. So Yezzi, yes. Sorry, got sidetracked. You were going to try and find somebody to get word to Mako.
Yes.
Cool. How do you do that? What's this look like?
Well, I kind of have, I have an affiliation with the rebels, and like I'm in the know with all these people. And there was already the person that we sent to like arrange for Soxas, like transfer over to them.
That is
So
true.
just kind of start like poking around innocuously the home place, like looking for people that I know are friendly to the cause.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's a pretty straightforward. I think you're at Ob 2 as well. It's somebody that's of lower station than you, but I think that's the most important. Is it, or is it that you need them right now?
Well, I mean, it's not like there's any particular hurry. I
Okay.
don't think. Like, there's not a huge hurry. Like, I'd like to find them before tonight, but not, I need them this moment.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm just waiting to bury my kid. I have some hours to kill.
You're right.
It's cool.
Well, when you say it like that,
All right. So I have a B3 circles and then a 1D affiliation with the rebel faction.
Awesome. So if you fail,
Yes.
if you fail, I think I think that the word you get back is that that they already know, and that like you're just gonna kind of get a message back that's gonna be like, yeah, we heard, and we're adjusting our plans accordingly.
Cool. That'll be most helpful.
What plans? Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
What's happening? Look, I did not overkill that guy. You guys can't just come in and kill him. Actually, they could. I wouldn't care very much. All right, so I put in 1 for the modifier for the affiliation, right?
Yep.
All right.
Your ob is 2.
No Arda. Base obstacle is 2. Which I don't. Oh, I got 2.
You got 2. If you
Do.
if you want to spend a fate and and roll that 6, you get to name that person and put them down on as a contact that you can try and circle
But
up
only
again.
if it's a success.
Only if it's a success.
Okay. Let me see if I can manage to roll 1d6 without fucking shit up.
Success!
Ta-da!
Nice.
Got a 4.
Awesome. So who is it that who's this person that you contacted?
What's the scheme for the names for the
Oh, for the Varda.
Varda?
They are. I've been using. Let me actually find it. If you look down, there's the setting dock here. I can just hit that. And that should pop up a little thing. There's a heading that says Gostvik and a link that just takes you straight to the Viking name generator.
Perfect.
Boy, that popped it
No,
up.
no, no! Don't do that. Sorry. Viking name generator. Let's go with Grimar. Grimar. Grimar.
Grimar. Nice.
I can spell it.
That's a cool fucking name.
Right. So is this the same dude that I found last time?
Sure, absolutely is.
And you said he gets to become a contact?
Yeah. So you have plus one. Was it plus 1d if the next time you want to circle up this specific guy?
Okay. And he's like my rebel guy on the inside.
Yep. Yeah. What's this guy do? Is he like a household servant, or I guess I shouldn't say servant.
All
like
good spies are tailor's apprentices. You know this, Shaun.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yeah, he just works in the stablers. He's just a dude around who was kind of in place to keep an eye on things and be our messenger.
Nice. Where do you guys wind up meeting?
I go and see him on the guise of visiting my horse that I didn't name. Just horse. Just thought a horse, didn't I?
Just horse.
Yeah, I
Name
have
it.
a horse.
You name it Lumpy, like our son did with the horse in Twilight Princess.
Named his horse Lumpy. Your
Lumpy.
son's amazing.
Well, didn't he draw a fish named Glumpy recently?
Blumpy.
Blum-
Lumpy?
Blumpy the
Lumpy.
goldfish.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's trying to show me this picture and explain it, and I just keep dying because he's like, and then Blumpy pushes the other fish out. I'm like, Blumpy? All right, kid. Whatever. Yeah. I go and check on my horse. To kind of go and tell this guy.
Your horse Blumpy?
Yeah. We're not named shit Blumpy because it's too funny.
Sure. Yeah. So Grimar, I am. The way I'm kind of picturing this is that you've sent out word that you need to get a message out. So when you get there, he's already arranged to have be the person on hand,
Mm-hmm.
on shift when you show up. And as you come in, he kind of looks around to make sure that nobody's paying attention to the two of you. And he's
Yeah, and I point at things on the horse as we talk. Point at the horse's hooves and stuff. Pick up a foot and gesture. Pretty
nice.
big.
Yeah.
And just be like, look, they must have attacked really close to the city. Shot a guy, and it looks like he's gonna make it. I burn the arrows, but that's about all I can do.
He says, I will make sure that Mako knows, milady. It's good to have an ally on the inside. I should warn you that Mako has been making making certain plans. Do you have adequate protection here?
I have no protection here. And until my children are out of the city, as I discussed with him, he can't do anything.
He kind of uh, you know peeks over over the boards of the stall, uh, and makes kind of a show of patting the horse's neck, like kind of up high, as he does when he sits back down. He says, "You you and your children might be safer in camp. You should
I
bring them."
can't. I cannot get them out until there is a plan to get them away from here. He and I have discussed this. As soon as he agrees to get them out and get them to my people, back in my home country, once that's done, I can help you guys in any way that you want. Up until that point, my hands are tied. I have sacrificed all that I'm willing to in terms of family.
He says, "I
Now, tell him as soon as they're out, I will lay down my life for the cause. But until that happens,
He says, I understand, my lady. I will make sure he knows, and I will make sure that he knows that somebody uh, may be able to speak against us."
and tell him I'm working on the goddamn tracker too. Just need a moment.
He says, of course, my lady.
That would have been dead if it wasn't for the amazing medical skills of the guard captain.
That's that is true.
Yeah, and so we finish our talk unless he has any other news.
No, he's.
And I'm just look at the size of the rock in that horse's hoof. Do you consider that good care?
He says, no, my lady. I'll go to.
Get a pick and get it out right now.
Of course. I'll go fetch the tools.
Thank you.
And he bows and makes his way out.
I walk out very regally.
Of course you do, because you're
Fair.
a goddamn queen. Basically.
Before he leaves, he whispers very quietly, "Hail Hydra."
Hail Hydra.
to the horse.
To the.
Just,
Maybe your horse's name is Hydra.
I didn't know. We had no idea. All right. Back to the fight.
Back to Dustin tries to survive.
Dustin fights to the death.
I may have made the more I think about it, the more it probably would have been better if this creature got away.
Possibly. What do you have in your first volley, sir?
Well, I have blocked this creature off from its escape. I feel like I have the advantage. I am immediately moving to strike.
Nice. As you move in to strike, it had tried to get away from you while you were blocking off its escape route, and you can see in its face, in its wolfy face, that it knows that it can't just get away, and it freaking hunches down and just tears up the ground, charging at you. I scripted charge tackle.
Okay.
It's you're striking it, and it's gonna try and just slam onto you. And,
That's a 3-action move, isn't it?
no, it just has to be the first action in the.
Oh, okay. What
Yeah.
does it do?
So, Matt, were you on this, or do you need me to
I had the big thing up, and then I realized I had the wrong thing up, so I can just be flipping through the fight chapter with you guys.
That's fine. So charge tackle, test power with a 1d advantage, plus stride advantage. But it has to be your first.
Okay.
And it's against a strike.
Yep.
It tested against half fort.
Oh, nice.
Um,
So my ob is half your fort.
is it charging or tackling?
Right?
It's tackling.
Okay, if it tackles, they both go down.
Yep.
If it wins by one or more, or it meets your obstacle, he staggers him. Dusty gets +1 ob to his next test. If it's by 2 or more, he knocks him down completely. If he does successfully tackle, he takes the advantage.
Yep. Yeah, because he lost the advantage, so he's like, "Fuck this! Wolves are much better if they can just like get on top of you and bite your face." So that's what he's doing. So my ob becomes half fort, but I'm at +2
Fort is
ob.
5.
Your fort is 5.
Yes.
So that would be 2. My ob is 4. Then your ob is 1 to strike me. Because
This is going to be bad for both of us.
these actions happen at the same time.
At the same time. All right. Well,
So
I am
what
of
did you
course
go?
forking and brawling.
Go ahead.
This is where I roll 1.
Even if you roll 1, then you still do damage. It has no armor. 2 successes. Oh, and
I
you
rolled
have 2
2.
6s.
You know what that means.
I would recommend spending that.
Do. I am almost out of fate.
You started with what, 11 at the beginning of this fight?
11. I'm down to 3.
There's
right.
there's a lot of complaint about Ardor bloat in this game, and it turns out that people just don't fight as much as they need to. So
1
it's
success.
3 successes total.
Yep.
Well, and to be fair, if you're playing your character, eventually you should never have to worry about not having fate when you need it.
That is true. Let me get back to the dice roller. So power +1, power +2
Stride
actually.
advantage.
Yep. So this thing has a power of 5. So I'm rolling 7 dice against an ob 4.
You'll get it.
Maybe. Oh, I just got it. So how does this look? Like, it backs up and just fucking launches itself at you, and like,
Now, Dustin doesn't fall over; he just gets staggered.
yeah.
Okay.
So like it leaps into the air and like catches you, and you feel the weight of it like as it hits you.
Basically, I strike it in midair, but it doesn't stop his momentum at all.
Right. Yeah, and like because of the way that it leaps, like its belly was just wide open to you. So your strike like takes it kind of in the fur. You can see just like red spread across its dark gray fur, and it yelps and snarls. You are.
Do I take a hit?
You don't take any damage.
Okay, it's just a stagger.
You're staggered. So your next test, the next thing that you do, is at +1 ob. As you kind of regain your balance. It, however, it's going to take some damage. So your ob was 1. You got how many successes altogether? 3?
3.
So since you've never done fight, you've never really engaged with the weapon mechanics in this. So one of your 3 successes goes away for striking, right? Like one of those counts towards the actual hit, meaning you have 2 left over. Your the add value on your sword, I believe, is 2. It should say on your combat sheet one of your one of the stats is add. That's how many successes you can spend to knock it up from an incidental hit to a mark hit. So that's how you increase damage, or you can spend them. It takes 1 success to move to a different location. Like if you're hitting somebody in the torso and would rather move it to their head.
Where did I hit him?
Like right in the torso, like right in the belly. But he doesn't have any armor.
So moving it serves no purpose.
Right. Yeah, and that's
I would definitely want to roll that up.
So you would go from an incidental hit to a mark hit. So what's the M value on your sword?
B5. No, wait, B8.
B8. Yeah, that is unpleasant for this thing. It takes a severe wound. Oh, I love fight. I do. So it takes a severe, which means it is down, what, 3 dice? No, 2 dice. No, 3 dice.
On top of the ob it already has?
Yeah, because it's 1 for light, 2 for midi, 3 for severe.
Wow.
So it immediately is 3 dice down in everything. And it has to make a steel test.
Every time you get hit, you make steel tests?
Every time you take a die penalty from getting hit, you make a steel test.
And what happens if you fail said steel test?
If you fail, then you hesitate, and you have to choose what method of hesitation.
Oh, okay. The standard rule thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Usually, when somebody fails a steel test, the fight is over. Pretty much. More or less. We'll see how it goes. It depends on what they choose. So I've got to make a steel. Its hesitation is 8. Oh god damn. Its steel is 7. 6, 5, 4. 6, 5, 4. Yep. So 46 against an 8. Steel is always open-ended.
Yeah.
I got 1 6.
Godspeed.
No.
Sorry, I used all those.
No, 2 successes. So it has to hesitate for.
It was not expecting me to actually strike it. 6 actions?
So, yes, it has to hesitate for 6 actions. It's also because it's down 3, it loses half of its actions because those don't take effect until the next volley. So basically, it eats everything else that it had scripted, plus whatever he would have in the next volley.
So I basically get 5 free volleys.
Pretty much. But it does get to choose how it hesitates. It's a big ass wolf. It's going to attempt to run screaming.
Run yelping.
Yeah.
Now, does it still means it basically forfeits? How long does it hesitate for, Shaun?
It's 6 actions, so it has a reflexes of 6, so it's this entire rest of the exchange.
So does that mean he gets a couple attacks before it attempts to break away?
Yeah. Like you can try and cut it down, and kill it, or incapacitate it before it gets away. What do
Depends
you?
on what he's got scripted.
Yeah. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have scripted in your next two? Or in your next?
Strike?
You have strike.
I do.
Uh, we'll go ahead and go through this because now, as much of a slog as it had been, it turns into much less of a slog at this point.
And more of me beating the shit out of a wolf, hopefully.
Yeah.
Monster.
It
Yeah.
struck me first.
Poor defenseless Wolfie.
Defenseless my ass.
If the hesitation crosses, so I have to try and disengage at the end of the volleys.
You get so you get +3 ob to that disengage though, correct?
I get -3 dice. Because so you would get +2 dice. I'd be at -3 because he is fucking wounded.
Okay.
So you have a strike. Like it just turns and tries to like. When you strike it, it kind of like hits the ground and like scrabbles back up. Like it, like I mean, like a dog when it's gotten kicked, right?
Oh yeah.
Like scrabbles back up.
Its whole demeanor has changed completely.
Yeah. Like its face went from "fuck you" to "oh shit," and like it kind of tries to limp off to your left and dart past you. But like you could just see like it's fucking bleeding all over the place. What do you do? You've got a strike.
Yeah, I'm continuing the attack like without any hesitation whatsoever.
Okay, you just come at it.
Yep.
So your ob.
So does that mean I roll 2 additional dice because you're at a +2 ob?
No, because we haven't gotten to the end yet. This isn't positioning. This is just you attacking. Yeah,
but I have advantage.
Yes. Yeah. So you're not at an ob penalty. Yeah, you don't double stack.
So you only get the ob when you're rolling against me.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I get it
because
now.
I can't get past your sword.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At this point, it can't get past your anything. All it's trying to do is get away.
Okay.
It does change your base ob, which is now half of its speed. However, half of its speed rounded down is 1.
Goody.
Yeah.
All right. So, sword modifier, forking and brawling again.
Two successes. That's another 6.
Yep. And goes without saying, I'm going to spend that fate. Sorry, I'm just marking it so I don't forget. There's a lot of numbers to keep track of.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Aw.
It's incidental hit. So like it tries to kind of show you its flank to like take the hit on some place where it's
So I can get away.
yeah, where it's not actually already injured. You have an extra success if you want to move it just for narrative purposes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so what's your incidental?
B5. B4.
Incidental is B4. Oh, that's only a superficial for this thing. Which means now it's at +1 ob for everything. Cool. It it yelps and continues to try and get away. What's your third volley?
Block, unfortunately.
Oh, so you were all getting ready to be defensive, as it.
Yeah, so I'd like to see it like I hit him, but it seemed too easy all of a sudden. So I'm concerned it's some sort of feint. I kind of step back and
It,
prepare myself.
right, and then like that blow never comes because it tries to nope out of there
Yeah.
still. Sweet, and that brings us to the end of that. Where you're
So I get
welcome.
one more action before you run. Is that how it works?
No, because that would have been your third, right? It would have been volley one.
No, it would have been my second after you got hesitated. My volley one hesitated you.
Yes, and then that second strike would have been volley two, and then this would be volley three, and you'd start to block. So then we're at the end. We're back to positioning, where it tries where it tries to get get the.
Oh, I see. Okay, but if it doesn't get away, I still have a free action next.
Yes. Yeah. Now at this point, like, I think we're at a foregone conclusion right here. Pretty much, like, it's either going to get away,
Or die.
Yeah, pretty much, because it's bleeding severely, and that shit without help ain't getting any better, right?
That's fine. I have no problem truncating it like that.
Okay, so
Because I would literally just strike.
okay, so we'll make this a versus speed test. Either it gets away or it doesn't. If it doesn't get away, you can tell me how you finish it off.
Okay, and you have 3 less dice.
I have
and
3 less dice and
plus 3 ob.
and plus 3 ob. Or, well, no, I have 3 less dice plus 1 ob because of my injury. You have plus 2 dice. And
Oh, I get
speed.
plus 2 dice.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, that's hard to keep track of when it applies to what I roll and when it's.
Yes. It can. Where's my dice roller? So I'll go ahead and set your ob. It has 3 dice because of injury, 1 because of stride. Because he does get that. He's still, like, just naturally faster than you are. But and trying to disengage is 1 die. Man, even injured, this thing has 5 dice to try and get away.
I can't believe I pretty much won this fight.
Right? But it's only got, but it does have plus 1 ob. So whatever I roll, I got 3 successes. It basically takes 1 of those away. So 2.
So my ob is 2.
Yeah.
And I rolled 5 dice.
Yep.
Because my speed is 3. Got it.
You did get it. Yeah.
Oh, no 6s.
It like, it tries to scramble away from you, but it's too hurt. It just can't.
Its feet are scrambling in the dirt. Like it's failing to get traction because it's just trying too hard to get away.
Yeah, and it keeps falling, right? Because because its insides are trying to find the outside, and like it just can't, like, it doesn't have the muscle strength to kind of keep going, and you can see panic in its face. But it can't get away from you. What do you do?
Like basically, I just walk up to it and I strike it directly back through the back of the neck.
Nice. It tries kind of at the last minute to turn and half-ass bite you, but the sword's already buried in it by the time that it does, and it just lets out this half yelp, half snarl, and, like, before it even hits the ground, you can see that its eyes are glassy, and just like falls over into the dirt. I I imagine you're probably breathing pretty hard at this point. That was a
Yeah, I imagine so.
your men, by the way, were pretty much fucking useless because they were just like, "What's going on? We don't know."
I brought the rookies out there. I specifically said to bring the rookies out to the woods.
Yeah, and they did not previously understand how much shit they were in, because like you're pretty sure one of them peed themselves
Oh yeah.
when this thing came out, and the other one like like kind of comes to his senses near like right after right after like the last time this thing couldn't get away, and it like finally gets his like spear like spear ready and like ha.
I just kind of turn it. God dang it, cat, go away! I just kind of turn and glare at him. I tell him. I basically motion to go get the others.
And he gives you a salute. Yes sir, right away, sir. And they scramble out. What are you guys doing with it? Like, are you carting it back? Are you gonna leave this thing?
Yeah, we're gonna cart it back to town.
Nice. Everybody kind of it comes up.
It's a completely unnatural sized beast. I know one person who tends to deal with things that I don't understand.
There you go. Yeah, and so they like your men kind of cut some thick poles and tie the thing like by its paws upside down underneath it so that they can shoulder carry it back into town. They've killed the beast because wolves come in ones.
Always come in one.
Meanwhile, as
solitary animal.
as you guys are as the soldiers are making their way back to civilization, we cut back to Father Colin, dropping Eve, sir, outside of like a nasty little hobbit outside a window. While the wizard while the wizard talks to somebody from the townsfolk. So you're trying to eavesdrop on what was going on.
Yeah.
Cool. It's not going to be terribly difficult. They're not they're speaking in low voices to each other because it's not like they have glass.
That's what you do when you conspire.
Because you don't conspire loudly. Why would you do that? That would be a terrible idea.
Because two people from the same culture aren't allowed to just talk together about regular things.
Well, normally they'd be talking about regular things, but they're actually conspiring.
Yes.
Did I say that out loud? That they're conspiring?
They're cahooting.
So let's set the scene just a hair here. So you're like ducked outside the window, and it's a pretty low building. So like the windows aren't like shoulder height; they're a little bit lower. All of the Varda buildings are kind of squat, low stone houses with like thatch and earth huts or roofs.
Okay.
So what's your intent here?
To overhear the
So
conversation.
you want to overhear the conversation. What are you doing? What's it look like? Are you peeking up over the side or like listening?
Since I'm hoping my inconspicuous has still got Let It Ride going.
Yes. Yeah, nobody has noticed you.
Without breaking inconspicuous, if there's times I can kind of peek, I will, but mostly I'm trying to listen.
Okay. Cool. There's not a whole lot of barriers between
just
you.
literally just like stand like next to the window.
Right, like lean over so
Yeah.
you can like kind of try to surreptitiously peek in. So if if you succeed, it's going to be an we'll call it an ob 2 uh, perception test. Um, unless you have, there's not really a listening to shit skill. It's pretty much perception,
Listening to shit.
right? Uh, and it, like in this case, it's just not hard. I'd love to give you like a good test for it, but it's not.
That's fine.
If you fail, um, I think they're kind of speaking in their own language, or at least they're like it's
The dialect.
yeah,
Code speak.
yeah, they're speaking in Varda, which is not the same language
Yeah.
as you guys. But you've been here long enough that you know enough. If you fail, I think you just miss some of the words, right? Like you'll know that there's something shady going on.
They're talking about how Gwynnum is wicked smart.
Wicked smart, yeah. Uh, if you succeed, then uh, you'll be able to pick out like the actual gist
Okay.
of their plan. Plan.
Ob2.
Ob 2.
Whoop.
Oh, that'll do it. You've even got a
I'll do pig.
you've got a 6 there. I know that the test doesn't
I'm
count,
good.
but if you want to spend that, you don't want to move your
No, this isn't chasing a belief. This is just an opportunity while chasing a belief. So
No,
Okay.
I'm no longer hoarding all the sixes, so you guys can have some now.
okay.
Okay. So yeah, like they are talking in Varda, but you're fluent enough that and they're using simple enough phrasing that you can follow the conversation. Um, and so at first, like when they've first gone in there, uh, Gwynnum of course rails against like all kind of three of you, like you and Fiona and Yezzi. Uh, Not so much Aldwin, because Aldwin's just kind of muscle, and he doesn't really have any special grudge against Aldwin. Uh, but
Alderman's just a vanilla background bad guy that's gonna just go away when the rest of us.
Yeah, like
He's
Yeah.
just the man.
he's
Alden
he's
is the man.
he's just one more oppressor in a world full of oppressors. Um, but
An NPC.
yeah, you're Aldwin's an NPC right now. Um, but you, of course, uh, have been seducing the people with your blasphemy, uh, which, of course, this is Chadwick's mom in here.
With my low cut smocks and
That-
my
That's right. You should keep showing
Oh,
your
yeah.
ankles, the ankles of your religion.
priestly ankles.
They don't appreciate that.
The ankles of your religion. It's an amazing sentence.
I do my best.
Don't eat that.
And then Yezzi, for like they always knew that having a foreigner like marry the Jarl was a bad idea to begin with, and to see
Damn
her,
immigrants.
to see her turn,
We get the job done.
uh, turn and become complicit in the
No.
in the oppression of their people, and insult of all insults, to have one of their own speakers side with such
Yeah.
such a terrible regime. It's very clearly time to turn the tide, and Gwynnum is like, I've as they get to sort of the meat of this conversation, Gisela is you hear her say, uh, I've gotten word to all of our uh, to all of our friends here. Uh, we're ready as soon as the uh, as soon as the others in the camps give their word. And Gwynam says, uh, I have I have plans. I've heard. Uh, did you guys say publicly that you were going to bury the?
I'm sure it's public knowledge.
Okay, I didn't want to use it if you guys had specifically been like.
No, I imagine that it was kind of like a big deal that like the leader's son,
Okay.
like who should have been the heir.
Right. Right. Uh, okay. I just wanted to make sure because I don't want to.
Nope, that's fine.
I fuck with you guys as shit. I don't want to fuck with shit I shouldn't be fucking with. Yeah, they're like at the rights. We'll do it at the rights. Both of them will be out there plainly out in the open. We can kill two birds with one stone. Two foreigners gone from our borders.
Okay.
And G- Gisella's like we'll uh, we'll be ready at your word then, Gwenum. It's good to see that some of the speakers at least continue to or some of the voices at least continue to speak for the people. Uh, and he says, yes, walk carefully going home, my dear. Uh, get uh, get your folks ready. If things go
You should
wrong,
hit her with a rock now.
this this won't be uh, it will definitely be dangerous. And then they give you know kind of a religious exchange as a farewell. Blessings of the ancestors upon you, uh, and she kind of gathers up her things and starts walking out the door.
Okay.
You hear the door open and footsteps and close behind.
What is after that? What does his like nightly ritual look like? Does he look like he's getting ready for bed? Does he look like he's doing the summoning circle? Like, what does it look like?
It looks you peek in there and you can see him. He's in his robes still, and he kind of sighs and sits down. Kind of looks out one of the other windows to check the time, and like it looks like he just goes into sort of from your religious training, kind of like a nightly ritual. Makes some prayers, supplications,
Okay.
small offerings, that kind of thing. Uh, you see him uh, kind of pull out some off a shelf some old books and documents, look them over, and you'd already been in his house, right?
Yeah.
He's got like a small chest, like a foot locker, at the foot of his cot, and he takes these pretty reverently, puts them in there, and you hear the lock snap shut, and he gives kind of a sigh and just sits down, and you can see him just sitting there like he's waiting for something. Not like waiting for you to come in, but like
But like maybe waiting for a certain time to be right for something.
yeah,
or-
yeah, like you get
He
that.
doesn't look like he's getting ready for another visitor, though, does it?
No, it looks like
Okay.
he's kind
Time
of
to dispense with the priestly stabbing.
So, I will quietly go around, and and very quietly enter the front door.
oh, you just walk in.
Yeah, but quietly.
Okay.
Stealthily or
When I-
quietly?
When I was there last time, do I remember?
There's only one room to this place. Like it is one.
Oh, I walk in the door. I'm walking on him right there
Yeah,
directly.
yeah, and like, but you know, I'm not fucking with you here. Like this is a thing you would know both from having been in here before and being able to like look in
Yeah,
the window.
okay.
Like if you
So
walk in the
I'm
front
gonna-
door, he's there.
Okay, I'm gonna wait till he either goes to sleep or gets very busy with something else.
Well, you know that the burial's supposed to be tonight, so he's not.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like he's doing that. Like I'm about to do something that is going to fuck with some things. So like,
Okay,
him sitting there
I
is
will
mentally.
I will
preparing
find some
himself
kind
to-
of like large rock outside the garden that I can palm in a hand
Oh shit!
and tuck it in like a pocket.
Yeah,
I
no,
want a rock!
this is absolutely. Yeah, there's no test needed for that. There are plenty of rocks. This is Mountain Valley after all.
And I'll
So
walk
many
in the
rocks.
front door.
Grab a rock, walk in the front door.
I
Awesome.
pocket it. I pocket it so
Yeah.
it's not immediately obvious. But yeah.
He's a gentleman.
Sweet. Cool. So, it's going to take a while for the soldiers to sort of get back to town, but I think that by the time that they do, preparations are already being made for this ritual. Yes, this unless there's something else that we need to address in between.
I'd like to do what I'm doing before the ritual happens, though.
Sure. I just meant that like these things need to be prepared. I was getting to the like get to kind of the meat of that that bit here.
I'm really hoping this all-powerful summoner gets taken out by a priest with a rock before anything goes down. That would be my favorite thing ever.
Nice.
See, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say like in the meantime, what kind of preparations do you make for this kind of shindig, Fiona?
I'm doing a lot of praying to the ancestors. Like mostly kind of reaching out to like his ancestors. Like I'm preparing them to receive someone. Maybe I'm doing something to the body. I like salt. I don't know. I'm salting
Maybe
it.
something a little.
You gotta do it right. You gotta go.
Salting it.
Maybe something a little extra because like he's from a noble family, you know.
Right.
No
Anointing with
allspice.
Cucumbers on his eyes. I don't know.
Is this something that's like we already established that this is kind of a public thing? Is this something that's done like in the ritual space, or is it something that's done like in one of these shrines? Or
I am still in my temple because that's where all my goodies are. Praying, maybe making some offerings to them of coin or
okay,
food.
Maybe you put
Getting-
stones on their eyes.
Yeah, it's like a spa day.
No, it's putting stones in their eyes is a legit thing.
I know.
Okay.
She's
And
using
then,
cucumbers though.
Cucumbers,
And then-
not so much.
like when the body is prepared, at that point we then move it
okay,
to the area that he's
nice.
being buried.
Okay, so meanwhile, like you're preparing the body, and then out, like kind of in the center of town at the standing stones. uh, Yezzi, uh, your like household staff, I think, is uh, doing doing the preparations for like this public memorial, right? Um, Maybe with you supervising, you're there. Uh, the uh,
Yeah, I'd like to have my kids there too,
oh yeah,
because I mean, teach them about their customs and how we prepare things, and
of
like, yeah,
course.
no, it's fine. You'll be seeing your dead brother. No big deal.
It's
First, we
no
marinate
biggie.
the body.
No biggie at all. Uh, yeah, Eric and sorry, I keep forgetting your children's names, which makes me
Um,
Asta.
yeah,
Yeah, Eric and Asta are like uh, they're they're old enough that like some of this is familiar from when their father was still alive, uh, but they're just now starting to kind of get to that age where they understand like,
yeah.
oh, this is this is serious business and not like we never really understood why people festoon the place with uh,
Festooneries.
with festooneries. Um, yeah, lit fires and that sort of thing, and a lot of the townsfolk kind of make their own preparations. Like you know, they come and leave small offerings uh, there for like uh, when the ancestor comes to be rejoined with his family uh, in the afterlife, that there will already be mementos there waiting for him.
Hmm.
Uh, so some of them come and leave them, but there's not as many as maybe you would expect. Um, and then kind of as these preparations are happening, uh, you hear a trumpet blast. Uh, not like an alarm trumpet, but a call to attention. And you can hear the stamp of soldiers' booted feet as the Dominus comes with his small honor guard, uh, and he's dressed in uh, kind of a royal a royal purple toga. He's usually
Hmm.
kind of in his like in not
Like
his
soldier kind of.
yeah, like he's not running around in his armor, but like he wears
Yeah.
the clothing that soldiers wear. This is
Like the tunic and a belt.
yeah, yeah, very very functional. This time
And
he's
this is him playing king.
yeah. Uh, he comes. He actually doesn't look very comfortable in it, but it's like as a member of the nobility, like that this is kind of the oh, this is what you wear to these things.
Hmm.
He just doesn't quite pull it off as well as you do.
Well,
Um,
because he's not actually nobility.
no, he's not. Uh, and they kind of march up and like spread out uh, a little bit in they make a perimeter around kind of the area because they're bodyguards and it's what they do. Uh, and Dominus kind of presents himself, like gives you a stiff bow and Lady Bjorsen. I uh, I hope I'm not late. I don't know how these things usually go.
You're fine. We haven't started yet. We're just getting prepared.
Of course, of course. Is there anything that that my men can assist you with?
Fiona, you need a hand with anything?
Maybe moving the body from my temple to
No.
the stones.
Yeah, the priestess would like help bearing the body out of her temple.
He says, "This is." He kind of snaps his fingers, and a couple of his bodyguards come forward, and he tells them, go find the go find the voice, I believe you call them. Yes, at the bone house. Uh, go find her, assist her with whatever she needs within reason. Uh, because
Fiona's just got poker face. She's like, man, fuck him.
Yeah, and they salute him and kind of shuffle off, and he's like, I'll attempt to stay out of your way, miss or ma'am. You let me know when if there's anything that I can do for you in the meantime. He just kind of looks uncomfortably around.
Yeah, no, I only wanted him here to be uncomfortable. That was it. Like, I want to subject him to my son's funeral. So she is not giving him comfort. She's not telling him what to do.
Yeah, and he's like, of course, I'll make myself more or less scarce. And he like kind of goes and hangs off back to the side with his honor guard. Like, they kind of like close ranks around him, attempting to look like not too conspicuous, but they are armed men while everybody's prepared for a funeral. And you can see that there's a lot of townfolk kind of already like filling into the spaces, as you're getting prepared. And then a short time later, there's a commotion that from the North Road as Aldwin and his crew come traipsing in with this gigantic fucking gray wolf.
I found a puppy. Can I keep it?
Smells pretty bad, son. I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
I would imagine I would take it back to camp, not.
Oh, I figured you were just like rolling it back into town.
Well, I mean, don't I have to go through town to get to the castle area anyway?
Oh yeah,
from the North Road. So
yeah.
Yeah,
it's more like people are like, holy shit, what did you just? You just brought in a monster. Like little kids are running up to try and get a look at this just fucking massive, huge beast that you've killed. What are you going to have done with this thing? Like, are you just hauling it up to the castle?
I have no idea yet. I want to bring it to the castle. I want Fiona to have a look at it before we do anything with it.
Yeah. So like, you're like, man,
I don't know. It could be one of your ancestors.
we should probably let Fiona have a look at this, and like,
this isn't a normal thing.
As you come in, like as you're going through town, you can see like all of these preparations going on. Like, the path takes you like right past the standing stones and then kind of up a hill.
Was I even privy to this information about the funeral? I don't think I was.
I would assume so.
I don't know. I think it all went down while I was
running away from me.
Running away from Yezzi constantly.
Yeah, you're like, I got this. What the fuck? Yeah, and like I think the mood is probably somber enough that you can like even if you don't know specifically like what's going on, like you can get the sense that this is, oh, this is
Drag a giant dead wolf into it like a funeral. Hey guys, what's going on? Look what I found.
I found the thing. Yeah, no, you can totally spot your brother's personal guard. Out there as you pass, and you catch a glimpse of Yezzi and her two children standing out there.
Yeah, she's like raising an eyebrow at you, like with a hand on each of her kids, like, the fuck did you do?
I'll just kind of look at her and I'll give her like a polite nod, and then I'll continue on my way
Nice.
to the castle.
Oh
Will
yeah,
not interfere.
like you see that thing, Yezzi, and you like because you had been in the rebel camp when they dragged like somebody back in from the woods. Like it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility that that thing was responsible or something like it.
Mm-hmm. It's a monster.
Yeah.
It was a monster that did it.
I do
It's
the
not hard.
thing.
Nice. So yeah, the preparations are made. There's there's iron bells that people ring once all the preparation is done and the rite is about to start. And it's kind of one of those things like the Varda know when the time is right, like right as the sun finally hits the top of the mountains and the valley is plunged into twilight. That's when these iron bells start ringing. It starts at the west side of the village as the first person kind of sees the sun dip down and then spreads out. The
Well, if the
soldiers.
bells are ringing, I imagine. I read, like.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, I just feel like nothing is happening right now.
I'm just
Like, I understand that we're building to it, but, like, if the bells are ringing, like, should Matt be
Yeah.
acting on
yeah,
them?
that
Or?
was what
Okay.
I was getting to. Like, they bring the body out. Meanwhile, back in the hut, Gwynam like takes a breath and stands up and like makes for the front door.
And that's when I walk in.
Yeah, he stops cold for a second because he was not expecting that to happen at all.
Man with rock.
And I give him a small nod.
Uh,
Like a friendly nod. I got a smile on my face.
yeah, and he grits his teeth and he's just like, "Why have you come to profane my home?"
I came to attempt to speak sense to you and bring peace between our people. There's been too much bloodshed and too much violence.
That sounds like a falsehood.
He says there hasn't been enough bloodshed yet. As the fingers on his left hand, like his right hand has a staff, you see the fingers on his left hand kind of flex.
You should be careful.
Oh no, yeah.
You should have snuck up with him on the rock.
That's
Or on him with the rock.
I've spoken to Theana about the way of the voice, and seems violence is typically not the answer. You seem to prefer it.
Uh, he he says, "I do what must be done to protect my people from oppression, from foreigners and heathens." And then he kind of shrugs at you, and he's like, "I suppose you've made my job somewhat easier." Coming here.
What a rock! Sorry,
Says,
stuck in my head now.
I say, you got a funny way of protecting people by getting them killed by throwing them up against better equipped and better trained troops.
Don't you bring me into this?
He says, "The Varda do what must be done." We all know the risks. I would suggest, if you want to keep your skin on your bones, that you walk away now. Walk away, leave, and don't return. This is your last chance, blasphemer.
I'm thinking so hard of what I want to say. But I did note that he insulted me, so.
I don't know, he did call you a blasphemer.
Yeah. And he threatened me. Threatened
yeah.
and insulted me.
Oh yeah, very, very explicit threats. Does he get a bonus with rock in hand to a sucker punch?
It would basically affect the damage I did if I hit.
Go for the face.
You claim that you're looking out for your people, but all I see standing in front of me is a sore loser.
You bore me. And he raises his hand.
And I sucker punch.
And you sucker punch him.
Yeah, with the rock hand.
With the... Bam!
Yeah.
Sweet. What's your intent?
To
Brain and
knock
old.
him to the ground
Knock him out.
and stun him, or stun him, but leave him awake.
Awesome.
No.
It's easier so he can watch me as I stab him slowly.
Nice. That sounds like a... this is going to be a versus brawling test. If you
The whole point of a sucker punch is there's no versus shot. No, I'm just kidding.
It's only punches.
It's only punches. No, if you succeed, then you fucking ring his bell, right? If you fail, then you don't. And he's gonna do what wizards do.
Finger stuff.
Read a book?
Whee!
Read a book. Read a book. Read
Go
a
to the
motherfucking
library?
Book.
All right.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have brawling. for him.
Oh, damn.
Unfortunate for him.
Yes.
Unfortunate for his face.
He doesn't
I
have
do
brawling?
He does not have brawling.
What's his power?
It's only B3.
Okay, I'm only going to spend one persona then.
I don't think your odds are going to be very high, Matt.
He's not going to spend his persona.
I mean, how
I'm going to
difficult is
I'm going
it
to
to
see what he
punch an
sets
old
me
guy?
Abed first.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not.
the lowest you can go is 1. So your ob is 1. Congratulations. You either hit him or you don't.
I'll spend a
Congratulations, you
persona.
knocked out an old guy with a rock. Very much knocked him out.
Yeah, so you definitely you definitely crack him. You have those 2 extra successes. Like, do you want to up the quality of knocking him down, or like what's it look like when he goes down?
I want him to be stunned
Okay.
for a couple minutes.
Yeah, no, he he fucking just drops to his knees.
I want him to drop hands and knees. Like hands are flat on the ground, you know.
Well, then knock him out cold.
And
No, he specifically said that he wanted him awake, and that's
so at this point I start walking circles around him,
okay.
and I've got this rock in my hand.
Are you snapping your fingers too?
Sorry.
And I say, Gwenham, and he kind of slips into the city dialect accent,
Right.
I want to start using a Boston accent, but that would just throw the whole mood off. It's I was hoping we could do this the easy way, but
You want it the hard way.
The hard way.
I mean, you didn't really give me much of a choice here. Really, you brought this on yourself. And when I say that, I'm going to smash the fingers on his right hand with the
Ooh.
rock. Break them smashed.
Very
Nice.
Christian of you.
And when he starts to scream, I'm just going to shove my hand over his mouth so that sound doesn't get out of the house.
Nice.
And then
I guess if he didn't want his-
Even I think this is cold.
I guess if he didn't want his fingers broke, he shouldn't have been wearing that priest robe.
That's right.
that's right.
You don't want your fingers broken. Don't be a wizard.
And throw out some. I can't think right now. Throw out some doctrine that's something about peace, and it's we want good neighbors and all that. And I kind of look at him, I was like, but yeah, you and I we know it's bullshit, but at least I'm trying. And then I'm gonna smash the fingers on his left hand.
Yeah, he screams against your hand.
And then I'll just kind of look at him for a second. All right. Good night, Gwenham. And then I'm just gonna knock him out cold.
Bam! Yeah. He goes down. His fingers are definitely broken and bleeding. There's a small cut in his head from where you
And not just mangled a little bit. So when he recovers, he's not gonna have a super amount of motion. He can maybe pick up a cup, but he ain't gonna be drawing circles.
Right.
He's gonna be flipping permanent gang signs.
And then I will hopefully let it ride my way to my church, get changed quick, and go to
Take his
the
staff.
Take his stuff. Smash him.
Nah, I made my point.
Nice. So
I'm sure it won't come back to bite us at all that you left him alive.
That's why you always murder.
so
Hey.
Really no.
I'm a peaceful priest.
The fuck you are? I peacefully mangled his fingers.
I was really hoping I could come up with some speech on the spot like, well, first you're going to hear this high-pitched squeal.
oh,
And you're going to think it's like a rabbit, you know, like that whole preacher speech before he breaks his arm. Oh, I'm not that cool, though. All right. So, yeah, I'll go to I'll go change, and then I'll head to the funeral when I hear the bells.
nice. Yeah, no, the bells continue to ring like as you were beating him. So at the actual like at the site, Fiona, you've arrived. They've kind of arranged the bones out on the stone like altar kind of deal. Everybody's there watching, and the Dominus has like taken up like is standing up kind of with the rest of you, like at the head of the
Like he's a people.
yeah like he's a people.
Oh,
Oh,
he
he
thinks
thinks-
he's people. You meme too much.
Yeah. How does this go? I guess Fiona, you're the one kind of in charge of the how the faith works. Like what goes into putting an ancestor's spirit to rest?
I call upon the ancestors. 'Cause, I'd like to focus on like his father and his grandfather and his family. Like, I'm calling you to escort him into the next life. He's been restless here since he was killed. We bring you offerings of food and drink and coin and luxury items to help you.
Luxury items, like Rolls Royces.
Yeah.
Tampons.
Rolexes.
God damn it, Dustin!
you- Get out of my brain! Do you flash when you say when he was killed? Do you flash the Dominus a look?
I just pause. I don't
Okay.
look at any when he was killed.
It's a little emphasis. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, no. You know the Dominus is
It's not like it's a secret.
he doesn't make any faces. You know, it's just like, yeah, when he was killed.
I mean, technically it was a legal sanctioned duel, so, I mean...
It was an honorable do.
Yeah. He has died with honor, trying to protect his people. Here are the items to help you find your way to the next life. Son's name. And an offering.
I don't think I ever named him.
Son's name.
Oh, it doesn't need one now. I mean, it's a little
It's
late.
a name here.
And, like, right at that point, I, like, kind of come hustling up, standing next to, like, a little bit behind next to Yezzi, and she notices I'm still, like, kind of straightening, like, a collar and, like, my outfit and smoothing it down a little bit.
Yeah, the Dominus and I are playing like a poker face game right now, so she don't give shit that you can tell.
Well, she notices.
There were no fucks given that day.
Oh, there's lots of fucks given. We're just hiding them.
Yeah, and like at the appropriate point in the like in the right, some of the more prominent like members come and present like, you know, some higher value offerings. You know, most of the people are just like kind of whatever they had.
Right.
You know, these people bring like actual like precious things made of precious metals, you know, silver.
And I might at that point, like, family so and so, thank you for this offering that'll blah 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 blah.
Right.
But every one of them are important, like, oh, family blah blah blah. Thank you for giving us food so they would not hunger on the trip there.
Yeah. And then the Dominus like comes like comes sauntering, not sauntering, like comes over, and he pulls the knife from his belt. Uh, and he kind of hands it over. Uh, that is like I feel like he died bravely. Uh, he deserves to have this. Uh, and yeah, it's real obvious. Like this isn't some fancy like ceremonial knife or anything.
It's the knife he got stabbed with.
This is definitely the knife that killed him.
And I'll just thank you, Dominus. I'll plan whatever.
Now turn around and stab him with it, quick.
You you weren't the only ones that noticed that. Like there were several people in the crowd, and you start to hear boos, like not at you, but just as he does that, like fuck you, dude.
Yeah. I come up next, and I'm gonna take the knife from you, Payana, and just like turn to him and be like, "Is this a joke to you? You know, you might as well just not be here. You know, is this what you think honoring our dead is? Are you so low and so base that when you are asked to give something of value, you give the weapon you murdered my son with?" And yet, like, I take it and just, like, cut my hand, and I'm like, and this is what I give to my son, and just, like, bleed over the offerings and toss the knife from his feet. I don't think we need you for the rest of us.
Stone Cold.
And he looks out kind of over at the hostile faces in the crowd, and you notice that there's like the crowd is kind of steadily getting bigger at this point, and his jaw like clenches, and he's like, "You overstep your bounds, my lady."
You say standing on my land, sitting in my husband's throne.
Jesus!
Yeah, he's like, "I have been more than generous to you, my lady."
I like look at my dead son. Like, as you starve my people and kill our families and take land that doesn't belong to you. I mean, if that's your definition of generosity, sure, you've been more than generous.
He kind of.
If I wanted to stop a riot, I should have used the rock on a different person. I think.
Like,
Did you keep the rock, or did you leave it back at the place?
No, I'm carrying the murder weapon with me just for fun.
Yeah, just in your pocket. I deliver your dirty messages to my people. I try and keep the peace. I try and breed goodwill between the people that you have invited here to take over our lands and my people who you starve.
Yeah, he's like, he straight up puts his finger like up in your face, and he's
The
just
priest
like,
is going to attempt to step between them.
Okay, good luck.
You try and step between them, like as he's like, "One more word and my mercy ends now," and then as
And I step forward and I kind of snap under my breath. Like, their voices are carrying to the crowd. Mine, I do not carry it to the crowd. And I'm like, have both of you lost your minds? This is not a time and place for this argument. We are sending someone's spirit to the next world. This is, you know, and it,
like he just freaking like, this is not the time to be speaking this way to your betters, priest, and just like shoves you out of the way.
I'm going
There's a
to
one
attempt
chance
to
of this
not
not
move.
being a problem.
I'm going to attempt to not move.
So you're standing in the way of him getting to Yezzi at this point.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yezzi, I leave town for a day.
For one day.
Hunting
to you.
trip.
I tried to talk to you.
I
No,
come back
no,
to war.
It's a good time to show up. I'll blood you with a wolf, whatever. Do your thing.
Hey guys, what's going on? And everything's on fire.
That's how this
I
goes.
mean, that's one of my spells.
All right. So this sounds like versus power. So his intent is really to just like push you out of the way so that he could grab Yezzi by the arm.
My intent is to not move, and so it's like I am not someone that is just dismissed so easily. I may be some skinny kid from the city, but I'm still the priest in this goddamn town.
All right. Versus power. He's got a 5.
I have a 4.
Oh, do I want to? Hang on. Oh, he's actually he's going to spend persona. And roll 20 is being dumb as hell. Oh, there it goes. 2 successes. One of them is a 6.
And your trend of awesome rolls continues.
Are you gonna open it with a fate?
I'm gonna wait
Let me,
to
let
see
me
what
roll
you
first
roll.
and see what we get. I'm not technically chasing a belief, so technically I could be working towards being sick of bloodshed. I'll spend a persona. 2.
Do you want to help him at all, Kristen? Because you can. You're right there.
No, I'm kind of just sticking with.
Okay.
And he'll go to push me, and I don't move, and I'll say even kings, and I'll emphasize it like, yeah, right, that kind of like even kings have to answer to the divine.
You should use dick fingers. Even kings.
Kings like priests.
And again, this is said low enough that only the people immediately hear, like not going out to the crowd.
He is. Oh, he got.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Yeah, you say that, and Yezzi's like, leave our ritual.
Yeah, he takes a step back, and he's like, "Fine, bring the children." And the guards come
fuck no.
forward.
No.
Oh yeah, they're like spear and shield, and they move forward to grab the kids. You see them like kind of cower back, like, what? What happened? Why did everything go bad all the time? And he's already like 2 of his guards are doing that. Like he's already like turned around and is walking off, and his men are falling in.
Well, they're coming towards the kids, Shaun. Real quick, I'm going to attempt to palm the knife he just that's on the ground.
Okay. Hang on before you do that. I want to give anybody else a chance to do stuff.
Okay.
Is there anything that you're gonna do, Yezzi?
Well, I'd like to, but there's not. God, I'd like to just grab them and run into the crowd.
Sure.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
just
That's
grab
even
their
better.
hands because we have our
The
backs
crowd's
to
on
the
your
crowd
side right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. You
Yeah, I'm just gonna scoop them up.
So you like
Palm arms.
you go to grab them and move away. I want to kind of get what everybody's doing here before we start rolling.
Mhm.
Colin's like trying to palm the dagger.
Actually, if she's doing that, I would like to help her by getting in the way, but not looking like I'm getting in the way. Like I suddenly turn into bumbling priest.
and just tangle
Like
them
I'm still
up.
trying to be like, wait, we could talk this out, and oh my goodness, I'm bumping into the guards before they can grab her and the kids, and yeah.
Okay. What about Fayana?
I have a couple thoughts.
Yeah, you do.
Is it safe to say that there's like a lot of spirits around here right now?
Yeah, I mean you're pretty attuned to like when they're around. I mean they're kind of always around, but
Remember,
yeah.
you have quick ancestor magic too, like blasting and stuff like that.
And I also have transform, and part of me just wants to transform like my mouth into a lot of teeth or like a slashing hand, like a wolf.
Just something steel test.
Nothing pointy.
I want sharp things.
I assume that the spirits would be closer by right now because we
Yeah.
have all these
They're
offerings.
hovering.
We've
Yeah.
been calling them.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They would be not very happy with Mr. Dominus after what he just did.
Yeah, I figured it'd be easy to be like, look over that way. I have a tasty offering. It's fresh and running away.
So with transform,
I was trying to calculate what my ob might be, if
Yeah.
it was worth it.
So let's see. A wizard may transform himself into an animal. Obstacles are as follows: mundane, harmless creature like a bird or fish. Ob 3. Mundane, effective or threatening creature like a wolf or a bear is 4. The wizard is completely transformed into that creature.
Oh.
May not cast other spells while also changed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a.
I mean, a bear is pretty scary right away. Just bear. Just
Yeah,
Just fucking transform into a bear,
Cuddly
right?
bear. What the fuck?
Is there a lot of sanctified dead near me?
There probably is, but you'd be running. Summoning normally takes time.
Yeah,
you
I know,
would be
mine's
doing it
done.
quickly.
The only thing you could do is summon them in, but then you couldn't
Direct them.
really do anything to them. You just summon them in, and then they do what they want to do.
I'd say you
It
just
might not
blast
be
some
what
people.
you want them to do.
I guess I'm just gonna light shit on fire today. That sounds like
There
fun
you
too.
go.
Nice.
I get the GIF I posted in our group chat is on Facebook is all the more appropriate.
just lighting shit on fire.
But I do want it to look like regular fire. I want like purpley. Like the guards are like, oh Jesus Christ, what is that?
Fuck yeah! It's like
With like
creepy
skulls in it, and
ass purple spirit fire.
yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah. Sweet. So let's start with this versus test. I think this is versus speed. Like the children, they're a burden, but picking up kids when they're just kind of like, we don't know what the hell's happening, is not the same as like picking up a child that's angry with you and struggling. So like that's not a concern. It's really about whether like you can get them and start getting away before they kind of reach and get a hand on them themselves.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. I needed to mark a test. Okay, so speed.
So
Speed.
speed. What?
I got a good speed.
How are you helping, Matt?
Kind of just like getting in the way, like looking like I'm trying to be like, wait, guys, we need to just talk about this, but actually like just being right in the wrong spot for the guards at the right time for Yezzi.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So these guys have 5 dice. They're the the personal bodyguards of the Dominus, and there's 2 of them, so it's one's helping the other. So I'll go ahead and set your and hopefully I won't have to say I'm sorry. 2 successes.
2. All right.
Herb
My
2.
4.
Not help for a little bit.
What's that?
I gotta get to the crowd. I think that's
Oh,
the thing.
gotcha. Sorry.
Did I give any helping dice? Or
Yeah, you
I
can.
haven't rolled yet.
oh, okay.
I thought. Oh, like, did you
That's
guys
Shaun
help or
rolling.
did you give any? Yeah, that's Shaun. Okay.
I don't know what that would be to give, but that's what I'm doing.
Like getting in their way.
Agility, speed.
Probably.
Conspicuous.
Well, yeah, you can help with a skill if you'd prefer.
I don't have conspicuous though.
Like you could help with power if you're like in the course of bumbling at them, like actually trying to like hold them back.
Shove them.
Okay. I'll give you a power die.
Okay.
I'll give you a flamey sorcery die.
Oh, you don't. I think we need to make the sorcery its own thing.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So
The
I
only,
just
the only thing you can use sorceress art magic helping die for is bloody verses.
Bloody verses, yeah.
I got
Oh, you're
4.
good,
I get the
Yezzi.
fuck out of there.
Fuck yeah, you do.
You Speedy Gonzales the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just chucked them up like footballs.
yeah. So
You
you
make that cartoony noise.
so as you collect them and like book it into the crowd, and oops.
I'll come do that in a minute. I got it out of the fridge, so we're good.
Yeah, we'll take a short break as soon as we clear this up, and we'll hook me up to my drugs.
Yeah, and I see like this is ugly for her. Like for like poker face Yezzi. Like she's like no and just scoops him up and just
Nice. And yeah,
No.
like you're booking it as they're like jostling with Colin, and finally like there's 2 of them there, right? And like they kind of finally get past, like get around you, but not before Yezzi is already like into the crowd, and like people are forming in around them, and then Fayana, what were you doing?
I'm gonna scare the shit out of some guards. I'm going to teach them why they should be scared of the Bone Lady.
Well, I mean, they can't be scared if they're dead.
They might survive.
Do you want me to come hook you up while you do this one?
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. So are you doing?
And it's kind of showing my people like I will fuck these guys up.
Sweet. Are you doing full on destroy with sorcerer's fire, or do you got something else going on?
I mean, that seems like the best course of action here.
Burn some guards down.
Burn some guards down.
Can it be like a face melting fire where I just grab their faces and it melts off?
Sure.
Or am I
mean-
just like double bearing for all
Going full
hands?
on Ark of the Covenant on them?
Yeah, all it says is the sorcerer chants violent and profane syllables as white fire jets from his fingertips. Base Ob 4. Must be combined with 1 test duration if being used to harm others. Otherwise, any other duration is applicable to set up walls of magic fire. May not be
Nora.
used on self.
No self-immolation?
Weapon
Man.
length longest. Range is hunting bow.
Jesus.
Cool.
You should do a methane fire. That fire's invisible. You can't see it.
You
The
just
guards will
melt.
just start screaming and melting, and no one can see why.
Except I'm like, you want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just pointing to them, and their faces start melting, and they start screaming. I think that'd be far more terrifying than just them being on fire.
Awesome. So that is an Ob4 sorcery test.
Okay.
Wheel of Magic!
Listen, Linda.
Art,
I need you to be cool.
art magic does not use the Wheel of Magic.
Oh.
It has other failures.
Are they fun?
So what can I fork anything in here?
For sorcery?
Probably not.
No, but it is open-ended.
Okay, Ob4.
Ob4.
I have a feeling that I want to use a persona.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, I have
Two or
that.
three.
I only have two, and I want to live.
I know that feel, bro.
So one modifier. No, wait, go back. One Artha. Four. Oh, I'm scared.
Oh!
I just melted faces off.
You melted some faces off.
And you get to log a difficult sorcery test.
You do get to log a difficult sorcery test. Thank you, babe.
Very nice roll, Nicole.
Phew.
So,
There was a 6 in there.
It auto explodes because sorcery is open ended.
Phew.
Yep.
Phew. Thank you, Six. Thanks, Dustin,
If
for sharing one.
so
If she wants, she could spend a fate to reroll one of the failed dice, though.
that is true.
Yeah.
Does her getting a higher success do anything?
With ranged attacks, the damage is based on a die of fate roll. And having extra successes can bump that die of
Roll your
fate.
6, Nicole.
So I spend one fate and roll.
No, it's automatically open-ended.
No, for my failed dice, I spend one
Oh.
fate, and then just one dice? I
Yep.
get to
You can
reroll?
only spend one fate, but it lets you re-roll one of your failed dice.
How do I reroll a failed dice?
You would just I've been using the dice roller. Just
Just off to the side.
Yeah, just roll a d6. Not successful.
That's okay.
Only
What about her
directly.
skirt?
So
What about her 6? Has she rolled that?
It's
It auto,
automatic.
it auto rerolls in the program.
yeah.
Since
Oh.
sorcery's
I'm sorry.
open-ended.
I'm sorry.
That's cool,
That's what I
though.
That's what I was confused about.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So what's your will?
Question mark. A 5.
A 5. So your base damage is a B5. Mark is that would make Mark what, a B8?
A 3 and it goes 3, 5, 7.
That's right, 3, 5, 7. So would you please roll me one more D6?
Okay.
Roll a 1.
Come on.
2. It doesn't kill them.
Okay.
They kind of manage to get their hands up and back away. As
It might be your turn to run into the crowd
As
now,
these-
Fayana.
yeah,
Ah,
as this
We're
purple
definitely on
fire
a shit
like
list.
fucking licks up their leather armor, and they stagger backwards. A B3 is only a superficial wound for these guys.
Oh,
Bullshit.
just melted
It
eyebrows.
hurts. It hurts, but
Yeah.
what does it do? +1 ob?
Yep.
Yeah, +1 ob.
And until the end of the scene, until they can shake it off. Uh, and yeah, like they kind of stagger back, and then they're gonna move to rush you. Like once. Oh wait, shit. No, they're not. They're gonna make some steel tests because
Yeah, they just try to get melted.
because sorcery's fucking scary
I
shit.
don't think they tried to get melted.
Well, they're still formed mostly, so they're just slightly toasted.
Actually, they're not going to make steel tests. They're going to fail steel tests. Because yeah, like the flames, it doesn't hurt them badly, but you know
That's some weird ass shit.
yeah, and
Right?
they kind of drop their shields, stagger backwards,
Stagger,
stagger backwards, and then like fucking like drop their spears on the ground and their shields, and they like fucking bolt off like towards the direction that the Dominus went. You know, just fucking screaming bloody murder. You can hear shouts going up all over the village.
I'm gonna book it.
you guys are gonna book it.
It's time to run now.
Following Yezzi?
For the most part, I imagine the crowd is helping me. Like, it's time to go now.
Yeah.
How much laid to rest did we get my son?
I'd like to say like 2/3 of the way.
Like 2/3 of the way. We can. Do you have the ritual skill?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay. No, that's
Yeah.
that's fine.
It was probably going to culminate with her actually doing like a summoning roll, and spirits show up and take him away or something.
I think like nobody's gonna let those things, the bones, be disturbed, right? Like the crowd, the people were pretty much fucking incensed that this shit went down, like at a solemn ritual, and the locals know enough to be able to kind of like
Finish the job.
if not finish the job, at least, you know, keep everything prepared enough,
Sanctified and everything.
Yeah, for it to not be totally
Some
shot.
dirt on it.
With like so the two children and Yezzi with Fana like right behind. Where are you guys headed?
Okay.
Blind run.
just fucking
Blind run.
Probably like just because I like, you know, it's a moment of panic for her, which doesn't happen very often. But there are people in the forest, so she's just heading like out of town.
just
like,
being like, nope.
Unless somebody like interrupts her, like she's just going.
Yeah.
There's
and
one less wolf out there.
there's one less. There is one less wolf. Are you sticking by her, Fana, or are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll set more shit on fire with her.
Nice. Nice. What's Colin doing? How do you react to all
Losing his fucking mind.
Is a little bit. Yeah, like at this point, like I think his old like thief instincts kick in, and he's like, "Guards are riled up. Time to get the fuck out." and I'm going to back away and get to my church.
You're booking it to your church. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, the like the crowd kind of comes in and moves to kind of defend the standing stones, which leaves Colin time
Run away.
to slip out. Uh, uh, there's still a whole bunch of shouting. You know that the guards are going to be showing up here before too long. I'm just kind of trying to get everything to a good place to stop before we do Arda and let everybody go here. So for Fana and Yezzi, as you guys are like kind of in a blind run, making your way uh, through town, you round a corner and you can see Gisela and just a group of like random folks. You kind of recognize them as like, she's the town shit stirrer. This is the shit she likes to stir. And like when you see them, they're standing around like kind of talking to each other, like looking like they're agitated. And you hear Gisela be like, "He should have been here by now," and then she turns, as she hears the, I guess, four of you come around the corner, and just like stops and stares at you for a moment. What they're kind of in the way. What do you
Yeah,
do?
no, I'll pause. And like, I have both my kids, and one of my hands is still bleeding.
Do you still have the knife or?
No, I
Or
threw
did
it on
he
the
pick it
ground,
up?
but the
Oh,
dog
yeah,
has
that's
his
right.
feet. Yeah, and I'm like, let me pass.
Yeah, and like, oh, does she let you pass?
Like, I'm still fired up. I don't know if I've calmed like the flamey hands yet.
Yeah, she pauses, like she's not sure what to do, and one of her companions, it looks like a an older woman, kind of puts her hand on Gisela's shoulder, and she's like, "We don't have time to wait for Gwynam. We need to take care of them now."
I start backing up, like, at that.
Yeah, and Gisela like turns towards you and is like, "We can't abide turncoats."
Um,
And
Free hand.
they all kind of start moving forward, and you can see
and
that
I want to kind of threaten her, but I want it to be like a promise. Like, I will find your ancestors' bones and I will curse them. I will bring down every pox upon your house, and you will regret.
I just run away.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like raising my voice. I'm like, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. And go ask the townspeople that what we just left, what just happened when you get in my way.
Do we want to see how this resolves now, or do we want to hold on right here until next session? Either way is
This is
fine.
good.
But
This is a good break-in spot, I think.
I know people are tired.
This is a good spot, I think, for pausing.
That's a good way to end the season finale.
Yeah, five sessions in, we may be earning a deeds point today. We'll see.
Shit was crazy. Shit's on fire, yo.
Shit is on fire. All right. So we've got. Sorry, I'm making some notes. Gisela is confronting.
Bayana. And I'm gonna melt her.
I almost feel bad because it's going to be not next weekend, but the weekend after that we'll be able to come back because next weekend is Big Bad Con.
Yep.
I'm jealous.
So shall we? We'll leave that cliffhanger there, and we'll do some Arda, and then pack it up.
Yeah, I had a question real quick.
Yes.
Remember, has anything come of the letter that I had sent to the homeland about my
Did
brother?
we actually write it yet?
Yeah, you sent it.
I thought we agreed to, but we didn't write it. I don't remember making a writing
I don't
test.
remember
I could be
writing it.
wrong.
There's we can when we come back, we'll make a test, and because there was
I got
some
a persona for it.
there was time where it easily could have been done. We'll just kind of make that test and fold it in.
Make a note of it in case I forget again.
Yep.
Yeah, because I know we agreed to do it, but we never made the test to do it. I think we were like passing. You were like, "Will you?" And I was like, "Sure, whatever, dude."
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. We'll.
Well, and his belief was to convince you to help him. I wasn't to finish doing it yet, I think, so.
All right. So.
Ooh, what an episode!
Right. Okay. So, who wants to start off with the artist?
I can.
Earning. All right.
Gwynnem's words of violence are a threat to the tenuous peace. I will convince him the best thing is for his people to work together, feed everyone.
I don't believe he's convinced.
Or he's overly convinced.
I mean, I'll give you a fate for that.
Just like
You,
poisoning is overly healing.
Yeah.
Just wanted to extra apothecary him.
He extra convinced him, so no, I get it.
Now that I have the support of the leaders of the community, I will set up the feast and ensure it goes off without a hitch.
Well,
there's a
I'd
hitch.
have to give that
Technically,
one
it's
up.
the feast, so I mean,
I could still have the feast. It's just minus Yezzi now.
We might
I'm
feast on the
coming back.
Dominus bones.
I don't know if the feast is going to happen at this point.
I'm going to try to ensure it does. And then I'm sick of bloodshed. I will but I still acted towards it later. I will follow the path of virtue. And I tried to stop. I tried to stop bloodshed.
I don't think that's virtuous enough to cancel out braining an old dude with a rock and busting all his fingers.
Not saying canceling it out, but I'm saying at one point I did act towards it. All I'm saying. I tried to break up the fight before it turned into a riot.
I would almost throw a mold breaker on that.
You're not the GM, young man.
I know. I'm suggesting it to the GM.
and that is absolutely fine. That's why we do this, so that we can talk about these things like adults.
Yeah, Matt.
Let's discuss. Well, here's the thing: is that if you take the mold breaker for it, that implies that
have to change it.
That you have to change that belief.
Yeah, and I don't want to change it yet.
So I'll give you a fate for trying to break up, like, them going after the children.
Yeah,
because that was appropriate.
Well,
and the thing with the Dominus, like trying to be like, this isn't the place for you guys to get at each other.
De-escalate.
That's what I was going at. That's the one I was thinking for the fate was stopping those two.
Yep.
Because then my instincts always answer a threat or insult with a sucker punch.
Fate.
And I almost sucker punched the Dominus. I was really debating it. And then never allow a child to come to harm.
Fate.
Yeah.
And then when looked to for answers, throw out random doctrine. I didn't really get that. Traits: cruel,
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
cynical and stoic, lucky, cold-blooded, poker. Okay.
Were you
Forgot about your lucky again.
I'd give you
That
one
was
for
pretty cold.
cynical.
I didn't need it.
Oh.
One for cynical as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
we all know that's bullshit. That is pretty cynical shit. All right, who wants to go next?
Sure. I promised Chadwick I would talk to his mother. I will convince her to let her son come home. No. I'm going to talk to her, but...
I'm going to talk to her.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of talking.
I need to warn Micah that the guard they shot survived and hell may be coming.
Yeah.
I did that.
Shit, yeah, you did.
I have no true power so long as my children are here. I must convince Alduin to give me a tracker and hunter to help Mako make the wood safe. No. Keep calm and de-escalate.
No.
My God, you tried. Up until the point where you did the opposite of that.
Always protect Eric and Asta.
Oh,
And
yeah.
never show and never show weakness before others.
Yes. Both of those.
Fate for those.
Hotness. 2 fate, 1 persona so far.
Traits rabble rouser and collectivist.
What about she rabbled some rousing or roused some rabble?
Rouse some rabble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Die traits are market privilege, cool headed, and thick skinned.
Yeah.
That's
I keep hitting that. Sorry. Cool. Vanna? Cool.
From what I've gathered, Gwynnum is becoming dangerous to the spirits. I need to call a meeting of the other voices to discuss what needs to happen to him.
Oh yeah, you get a persona for that. Like that's happening to him, and he's not dead yet. So.
Well, I'm just going to chop off his tongue. It's fine.
Well, you know.
Time is of the
Bad for this
essence.
dude.
Tonight, I must lay Yezzi's son to rest. He messed with Grandma, Dustin.
I will give you a fate for that.
Was it Fate or Persona for the first one? I've already forgotten.
That was persona.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's done.
And I will save the ancestors' barrows by gathering the other voices to help move the barrows to our new lands.
I will give you a fate for that.
Instincts. Always commune with the ancestor spirits for an hour every morning. Never refuse hospitality when offered. Always show deference to an ancestor spirit.
We didn't really see any ancestor spirits this time. I need to figure out when to offer you some hospitality.
Traits. Always in the way. Dismissive. Frustrated. Mark of privilege. Gifted. Faust. Could I've no.
What's it?
The Faust one is for like when I'm helping doing something for like love.
Right.
For altruistic reasons,
Yeah.
yeah. You can't altruistically ever burn someone's face off. That just doesn't-
When do
But
we?
it's for the children.
That sounds like a challenge. When do we vote on traits?
When we kind of decide that it's time, and we may be getting there.
Usually at kind of a break in the first act of after an act of a story, which might be coming quickly here.
I was gonna say. I see a lot of traits forming and not being used.
I was gonna say, like, that's a good thing to kind of keep in mind and like jot down, like maybe next time we'll be able to do like a short session and then like a trait vote.
Okay.
Right up there. All right.
Okay.
Dustin.
The best way to prevent violence is the presence of force. I will make sure there's guard presence at the banquet and for the land transition.
I
Didn't make any progress towards that. I will find out what is lurking in the woods and put an end to it.
You did that.
Yep.
It's giant fucking wolves. By the way.
My
Well,
brother.
at least one of them.
Yeah, at least one, because they're solo hunters, so it's no big deal. My brother has let power corrupt him and must be removed from his position. I don't feel like I made any progress towards that, but I feel like next session's probably going to be a little progress towards that. Instincts. If I feel threatened, I will draw my sword.
Yes.
Fate.
Actually, that one helped you out because you didn't wind up having to spend any of your actions to draw your weapon. That's why that one's good. 2 actions. When you have 3 reflexes, you're like, fuck, drawing sword. I get to strike in volley 3 while they chew on your face.
If a situation gets out of hand, I will take control of it through intimidation, and always fight to the death.
That one I will give you a fate for.
And twinge in my stomach, blah, 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 blah. Traits, stoic, stubborn, and sixth sense.
Maybe stubborn?
Yeah, I was going to say stubborn.
It's going to run away. No, fuck. No.
The fuck it is. Okay.
All right. So, I don't think there was anything funny. Let's skip over humor.
There was not a thing.
Right skill, right time. Any power, brawling, perception, speed, lots of swords, lots of circles. Not really anything.
Matt had dark alleywise.
Yeah, but he.
But that was a fork, not a skill.
Yeah.
That was rolled.
Yeah. Although that's a great fucking skill right there. Dark streets wise. Yeah. Is that one you made up, or is that actually a life path trait or skill?
I think the only ones I made that I think the only general skills ones I took were stealthy for myself.
Oh, okay.
And let me see. You keep going. I'll take a look.
All right. Would anybody like to nominate anybody for embodiment?
Yezzi.
Yezzi?
I'd like to nominate Yezzi, and if it's not horribly uncouth, I'd like to nominate myself because I had a lot of fun beating the shit out of him.
Let's go one at a time.
But you're virtuous, remember?
Yeah. No, I think definitely Yezzi, like telling the goddamn Dominus off. Also stealing your kids and running away.
That was pretty great.
He was momming the shit out of him until shit went down.
Yeah. Yep. Shit definitely went down. So Matt, you wanted to nominate yourself?
If that's I thought it was pretty fun and
You really fell back on who you really are.
Yeah, I think he personified the thief side, not so much the priest side.
I will.
Yeah, but I've always felt like the priest is a front anyway.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem.
That's
No,
why.
like he wants to be a priest. He legitimately wants to be a priest, but he is this other person no matter what he does.
Well, that's why, like,
It
I
just
said
comes out.
the mold breaker thing is like, is it okay to beat someone to near death with a rock and maim them? But
He wasn't in
Cancer.
danger of dying.
I think Mold Breaker is
but
my
I
character.
protected 2 children later, so I'm still a good person.
Well, maybe
Well,
we should.
I think Mold Breaker is when my character does. It's not when he hurts people, but when he finally goes, you know what? I can't pursue this path of peace anymore. I'm just stuck as who I am, and I'm gonna just be the guy who kicks the shit out of people. When he accepts
Or
that
you
about himself.
truly go down the path of peace.
Yeah,
Like,
one or the
you
other.
are really torn between the two right now, and it's up to you which way
No,
you
I
go.
don't feel like he's torn much at all. I feel like it's pretty
Oh,
clear.
player isn't torn at all. It's so fun. Character is torn.
I feel like the character, it's pretty clear what path he's chosen.
I feel like he's trying.
That's-
I've gotten the impression that
that's
Father
really,
Cohen
I
like-
think you have to be a
legitimately
very
trying.
virtuous person to stand up for children.
I was gonna say the only other really violent thing that he's done is punch you out. Well,
You
trying to punch
Yeah.
you.
Or attempt
I only
to.
hit
Yeah.
the people that deserve it.
All right.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
Worked out great the second time.
What do you got? What do you guys? What do you guys
Yeah.
say?
Yes. I
I
think.
say yes.
Anybody else? I'd actually give it to Fiona. Like.
What a fucking burn, you piece of shit.
Pretty fingers.
No, you know what it was like
Her,
Nicole,
her
you put in the
threats
effort
travel.
to like do the ritual, and
Yeah, that
when the
was
dude came up and was like, "Let me give you my offering," which to be honest, like he legitimately considered that like being honorable. Like I handing over your weapon to somebody to him is a sign of respect.
Mhm.
Which
Oh yeah,
but
and I kind of think at that moment, Yezzi was less. I mean, she was a little insulted, but I think she was also realizing the crowd was on her. I think she was. I think that was a little political thing on Yezzi's side, just a little bit. I could see it too.
yeah, but like freaking Nicole like handled that just like not my place to do this right now. Don't stop the ritual for this bullshit.
I'm here to do a job.
And I like the character of the Dominus too, because he's an antagonist, but I don't necessarily think he's a villain either.
No, he's not evil. Well, he can be a villain and not evil.
Cool. Good deal. So Moldbreaker, I think we agree that since Matt hasn't given up the path, we're not breaking any molds there. Nobody else abandoned their belief, dramatically yet. Workhorse for doing all the work for the scenario.
Dustin.
I mean, he did fight a giant wolf.
Did fight a giant wolf single-handedly.
Yeah.
And won.
I feel like that wasn't really moving the plot along as much as what happened with those three, though.
The wolves are very important to the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're the
I've been
wolf
trying
in
to
the
tell
wood.
you there's monsters, but no,
it's
you just gotta
revealing
run
what
off
the
and find
monsters
one.
are, and it's so.
Also, it's hard to have a plot in this game. I don't really have a plot. I just have like, what are your guys' beliefs, and what can I do to make them hard to achieve?
I would almost rather get MVP for that. Fixes for days.
Yeah, that was rude. You hoarded them all.
I needed them.
You just died a little.
Can you imagine how hard that would have been if I got hit once?
Oh yeah, it would have
I
been.
was
Ugly.
already rocking a knob too.
It would have been ugly if you'd gotten hit. But you do have armor. Armor is handy.
It is.
All
I
right.
honestly think Yezzi should get workhorse, or not Yezzi. Excuse me, Fiona.
Yeah, I didn't
All
know
the work
much.
for moving the body and everything, organizing basically
Yeah, but
organizing the entire ritual.
I could make an argument for Colin too, because he's well, I guess he kind of like interceded in multiple instances. Like he took out the one.
Yeah, he was
wizard.
vital in multiple.
Yeah.
So like this could go any number of ways.
Unfortunately,
been
because
a
Luke
lot
Crane is a
uglier.
jerk, it can only go to one person.
That's right.
It could have been a lot uglier at the actual ceremony had he not brained the wizard.
Yeah, no kidding. That would have gone a lot worse.
How are you guys thinking?
I think Dustin, because it wasn't the story we were focused on, but it was expanding the rest of the campaign, kind of.
We're talking workhorse too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was kind of a super big deal. And where all the dice rolls were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, even though he was removed from that to do at the
What
end,
is it?
kind of.
Yep. Are we in agreement for Dustin then?
Aye.
All right. So Persona for Dustin. Last is MVP.
Matt. Braining the wizard,
Yeah.
helping Yezzi leave.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would say Matt or Fiona, honestly.
I was almost gonna say Yezzi for, I mean, just the moment of not taking shit from the Dominus and kind of sparking
I can see that too.
something.
A riot?
Well, I think it's going to be a war at this point. I think we're past riots.
It's a new war.
Look, I'll come back and make peace once the kids are safe. It's fine. It'll all be fine. I'm not worried. Are you guys worried?
I don't feel like the Dominus is just going to let that roll.
Well,
He will
you
if it's
don't
a new
know the books
Dominus.
very much.
So like, I'm getting
I
the
can see
sense.
any of those three getting it, honestly.
What's that?
I'm saying I could see all three of you guys getting MVP.
But only one of us can.
I think my vote has to go to Matt. I think like no, that wizard would have fucked shit up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
You almost fucked Matt's shit up, too.
Yeah.
yeah, that could have gone.
Was he about to throw some sorcerer's
Oh,
fire
yeah.
at me?
Yeah, right up in
That's
your
what I
face.
thought.
I really should have just done it. But I wanted to let you talk for a little bit.
And I wanted to do some more talking. Like I wanted to start doing like the nice place you got here. Shame if something would happen to it. You know, like that just dumb city thief speech they do. But
Yeah.
that's okay. It
Yeah.
worked
You
pretty
had to
well.
make sure you brained him, then you started talking shit.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that getting it.
All right, that's actually a sizable chunk of Arda going around. Accomplishing goals bigger than you, helping no matter the cost.
Wow, I think a lot of people nailed that this session.
Well, these are deeds points, and
I feel like there's one more session needed.
yeah,
We're
Neither
so
was
up
each
in
of
the
full grade
air.
right now.
yeah. No, I agree with you. Like depending on how the cards kind of fall, once we've kind of dealt with this.
I'm pretty sure my relationship with my brother is going to switch to hateful next session. Just based on all the shit that went down while I was gone.
You were here. You were just dealing with your doggy.
I was off in the north doing stuff and things.
You know
I was on a
nothing.
hunting trip.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Ugh.
All right. I think that's gonna be it.
I have a quick question about belief, real quick,
Yes.
before I forget. When rewriting my belief, can I write a belief based on information I don't have until next session?
Possibly. I
Like
mean,
what went down here?
Yes.
yeah. No, you totally can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad metagaming.
no.
Because I wasn't there, so...
Right. Beliefs are about what the players want. It's like it's filtered through the character, but it's it's the things that you are interested in. Like we can make news travel as fast as we need to.
Okay.
So
Good. I already have my first belief ready to go.
nice. Yeah, I think the situation next session is definitely like
Everything coming to a head.
yeah. Do Yezzi and Fiona get away? Like that's kind of the first thing. What is Aldwin going to do because let's face it, Dominus has lost his shit. He actually had a belief about proposing marriage to Yezzi.
Oh.
I was kind of wondering if that would happen eventually.
Yeah, because it would have been totally like politically convenient. Hey, let's
That absolutely is a thing that would happen.
let's just seal this deal, and then neither of us have to worry about legitimacy, and we can just work together, and everything would be fine.
It'll all be fine.
It'll all be fine. That's not so much the case now, I don't think. So, Yeah, that's the situation. And I guess that's going to do it for us. We will see everybody in 2 weeks after Big Bad Con, which will be
Yay!
hot. I'll try not to talk too much about it when we come back. But thank you guys for playing. You're awesome.
Thank you for running.
Thank Yezzi for running. That was my favorite part. Grab the kids and bolt.
Grab the kids and run. That was such a good idea.
And next time I'll remember to unmute everything and have the audio actually coming through. So yeah, that's it. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Night.
Good night.